Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Friday. It is the 23rd day of December. A lot of folks taking off today because it's Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right.
A lot of people think that was made up for Seinfeld, but we discovered by watching a video that one of the writers of Seinfeld, his dad made it up way before the show, and then they just incorporated it in the show. So I think that's really kind of funny. December 23rd is also National Foofernoose Day today.
What is a foofernoose?
National. I'm glad you asked. I will tell you here in a moment. It is also National Roots Day today. So those are the only three things that are going on this Friday. Foofernoose is a dessert. It is a German cookie. And it's popular around this time of year. And if you Google it and look at it, you go, oh, I've seen those before. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it's white and kind of powdery on the outside and foofernoosey on the inside. You know what I mean. Huh. So, I don't know. They're good. They're yummy. And I got a guest joining me today. I have Jeanette Lee. She is a billiard player. She's like one of the best in the world, and she's recently been featured on 30 for 30 on ESPN. Going to chat with her about that coming up.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Good news, more than 8 in 10 adults are planning to be charitable this festive season, a quarter doing so through the acts of kindness and good deeds. A survey found the top ways people are looking to help others include donating money, 35%, cooking for those in need, 15%, buying gifts for charity shops, 18%, from charity shops, rather. And a positive trend, the result of the study of 2,000 Americans found 48% intended this year to do more charitable things than they did last year. Other ways people give back include buying charity Christmas cards, 28%, and donating items like food and clothing. So that's pretty cool.
It is.
Do you feel like you are giving back more right now than you have in the past, or the same?
Probably a little less than I have in the past, just simply because of the economy and how tight everything is.
I feel like I'm giving as much, if not more. So I'm making up the difference. It's all good. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know a new study found that Santa's sleigh could actually fly? With some major advancements, a group of physics students inspired by a scene from 2003's Elf, where Santa harnessed a jet engine to power a sleigh. They performed a number of calculations taking into account the mass of the sleigh and the load of the presents. They determined that in order to produce enough lift to fly during Santa's Christmas Eve journey, the sleigh would have to move at about 10 times the speed of sound. So it's 12,300 miles per hour, by the way. The sleigh would need a pair of wings similar to those on a commercial plane. And it would also need an engine, a rocket, something like that, very similar to the Saturn V rocket.
Yeah, so in other words, Santa's sleigh cannot fly.
Used for the Apollo missions in the 60s and 70s. Study was published in the University of Leicester's Physics Special Topics Journal.
It's a good thing he has the reindeer, because they don't need all that fancy
And they're much
stuff.
greener than all that other stuff. I mean, talk about green energy right there. Why not just get, reindeer-powered vehicles?
Exactly.
Maybe not. All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Angelina Jolie is stepping down from her role as an ambassador for the UN refugee agency UNHCR after 20 years. Instagram post said, I believe many things the UN does, particularly the lives that they save through emergency relief. But she said, I'll be working now with organizations led by people most directly affected by conflict that give the greatest voice to them. Jolie has worked tirelessly, carrying out more than 60 field missions to bear witness to stories of suffering as well as hope and resilience. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And there's all kinds of speculations online of what's going on. But
I honestly think that that's probably the better place to be anyway. Just go right to the people who are having the issues. Why are we letting third parties step in who don't know anything about anything?
Sometimes they go, well, these people get to organize it. Sometimes things get a little top heavy, and then you got too many people like planning and not enough people actually doing. So I don't know. I just think it's really cool that she's doing anything.
I agree.
Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. I have the Christmas cookie rules, Heidi. It says here, if you eat a Christmas cookie fresh out of the oven, it has no calories because everybody knows that first cookie, it's a test cookie, so it's calorie-free.
Yeah, sure.
That's the way it works. And if you drink a diet soda after you eat a second cookie, that also clears away the calories because everybody knows diet soda cancels out cookie calories, right?
I think so.
And if a friend comes over while you're making cookies and they need to sample, you must sample with your friend because your friend's first cookie is calorie-free, so that applies to yours as well. And also, it would be rude to let your friend sample alone. So being the friend that you are, make sure you have, another cookie because that's also calorie-free. Any cookie calories consumed while walking around will also fall directly to your feet. Eventually, they'll fall off as you move. This is due to gravity and the density of caloric mass from cookies.
I see.
You understand?
Yeah.
You following all this so far?
Don't believe anything that he's telling you.
Believe
right
it all.
now.
It's all very believable. Any calories consumed during the frosting of the cookies will also be used up because many calories are used while you're licking the frosting knife. So you're burning more calories, really, than you're actually putting into your... So I'm thinking that cancels it out. Cookies colored red or green have very few calories. Red ones have 3, and green ones have
This is
like 5.
so dumb.
1 calorie for each letter. Make more red cookies, they're saying. Cookies eaten while watching Miracle on 34th Street also miraculously have no calories. They're part of the entertainment package, and there's no calories in entertainment.
Which version of Miracle on 34th Street?
Your favorite, whichever one. Rule number 8 on here. As always, cookie pieces contain no calories because they're broken off. The cookie that didn't, the big part has all the cookie. You eat the little pieces, you're good. Any cookies consumed from somebody else's plate, also the rightful owner, they're the ones that get those calories. You just get the cookie. And any cookies consumed while feeling stressed, also because while you're stressed, that's gonna cancel out those calories. So I have all of this stuff written because it's really hard to know.
And I am dumber for having heard that.
But this was submitted to me, the cookie rules, and I'm going with it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Our guest today is Jeanette Lee, also known as the Black Widow of Billiards, recently featured on ESPN's 30 for 30. What a cool thing. Tell me a little bit about what that was like.
They traveled with me and they flew to tournaments and different things to talk to all these other people that I was not expecting. And it was just such a joy and a blessing. But when you get stage 4 ovarian cancer, which I was hit with last year, you see your life flashing before you and you look at your kids and go, I can't leave my kids without a mom. Yeah. And you think all of these things and you just wonder, did I do enough? How do I prepare? All these things. And then I get a call.
That's awesome.
ESPN, Words and Pictures, and my manager, Tom George, they were collaborating on having me be on the ESPN's 30 for 30 series, which I had always watched and was interested in, and I couldn't have been in a better time.
Yeah, that is awesome.
You know what I mean? When you first get that cancer, and you don't know if you're going to live because it's stage 4. I mean, I was pretty much 3/4 of the way in the grave or more, really. It was amazing to be able to say somebody wanting to document my life.
Absolutely.
Something that my children could see. Because my youngest, they didn't get to see me compete and see me at the highest level and things like that. And so it was just so nice. It was so nice to have somewhere take the time to look at what I've gone through. Hopefully we can inspire people with it.
Absolutely.
And so I was very, very thankful.
Well, you are an inspiration while you're playing billiards, but you're also an inspiration outside of the sport as well. Now, the cancer, is that completely gone, in remission now?
Thank you. I actually found out last November, December that I was cancer-free, according to the test.
Nice.
But they always remind me that ovarian cancer is one that generally always comes back. So I have to be prepared for that. So I'm still on chemo, take 2 pills in the morning and at night on chemotherapy to just try to keep the cancer at bay. It's been very successful to give people 2 to 3 years more of life. And right now I'm at 2 years. So, I just keep hoping that they'll continue to, like the V Foundation, who I'm the ambassador for, they continue to do their cancer research. They're so aggressive in their cancer research and making changes. So I'm very hopeful.
Wow.
Plus, I'm stubborn. I'm the Black Widow. I'm stubborn.
Stubborn.
Cancer's not going to get me.
When it comes to cancer, being stubborn is a really good thing, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
In billiards, you call your shots all the time, but when it comes to cancer, sometimes it's hard to call your shots, but you did that as well, and I'm glad that you're making your way through this.
Thank you. Something that I've always felt is you can't help what happens to you. You hear this all the time, you can't help what happens to you, but you can help how you respond to it.
Yeah.
But it's so meaningful because at the end of my day, at the end of my story or your story, after you've gone through so much crap, you can choose to be pitiful or you can choose to be inspirational. And I choose to inspire.
Absolutely.
And that means I need to get out of bed on the mornings that I just don't feel like it. I need to eat when I'm too nauseous to eat. You got to keep going.
Well, you are an absolute inspiration. At one point in your life, you were dealing with scoliosis, and you beat that. Now, cancer, you beat that. When they put a roadblock in your way, you just kick it down and keep on moving.
Yeah. I've had over 20 surgeries. And so every time you go off tour to heal from this, you have to come back and work your way back up to the ranks.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I had to do that, it's like, what if I'm never number one again? What if I can't get back to there? How long am I going to be out? And I just eventually learned you start with 1 foot at a time.
Yeah.
That's all you can do is just 1 day at a time, 1 foot at a time, but look forward.
Absolutely.
And know that everything you're going through, you just stepping forward is so courageous because courage is in the face of fear, not in the absence of it. And all these people around are inspired by you just by continuing forth.
Yeah.
You don't have to smile. You don't have to look strong. You just have to keep going and not give up.
Absolutely. We appreciate you taking the time to chat with us again. Jeanette Lee, she is the Black Widow of billiards, and the newest 30 for 30 documentary recently came out. I'm going to throw a link to make it really, really easy to find as well, Jeanette.
Awesome.
I've got that link in the show notes for today. It's on ESPN, and it's also streaming on ESPN Plus, a documentary about this young lady that we've been talking to. What an inspiration. I've got a link to all the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Before adopting turkey, the traditional Christmas meal in England was a pig's head covered in mustard. Wonder why they switched. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Silent Night is the most recorded Christmas song, over 138,000 versions.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Rudolph was almost named Rollo. Other reindeer names before the ones that we're familiar with today: Flossie, Glossy, Racer, Pacer, Scratcher, Feckless. Feckless?
Feckless.
Ready, Steady, and Fireball. I like those. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Tinsel was invented in 1610 in Germany. Spun from real silver. Not so much anymore. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Christmas Day boasts the fewest relationship breakups and the most engagements. So that's kind of cool. Something to look forward to this weekend. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mistletoe is an ancient symbol of fertility and virility. The Druids considered it an aphrodisiac. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
All the gifts in the 12 days of Christmas, if you added all that together, would be 364 gifts, by the way. That's a lot of gifts. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
They do that every year. They kind of say, oh, this is how much it would cost
They
this
say
year.
how much it would cost, but that's
who would even want any of them?
I don't know. I don't really want any. But our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
The Germans made the first artificial Christmas tree out of dyed goose feathers. There you go. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not $50, $15. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, here's your question. Women aged 18 to 34 are far more likely to do this than older women or men of any age. What are they far more likely to do?
Get a massage.
No, far more likely to peek at their Christmas gifts.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you do that.
I don't.
Oh, that's right, because you don't have any.
Usually?
No, I usually wait until Christmas Eve, and that way she doesn't have a chance to peek. That's why.
No, it's usually because you forgot about it, not so I won't peek.
I do it so you don't peek. That's why. I'm like, wait, Christmas again? Already? I thought we did that a year ago. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A female burglar was caught going through Robert De Niro's place in New York. Do you hear about this?
No.
She was in his place, grabbing gifts from under the Christmas tree, playing with his iPad, according to the police. They said known burglar, 30-year-old Shanice Adils, broke into the Irishman star's home. That's what movie they point out. All the movies he's been in, that's the one. They could just say the star's home, by the way. 2:30 a.m. is when she broke in. They say they spotted her trying to open the doors to commercial buildings before she made her way inside De Niro's home. De Niro and his daughter had been upstairs and they were unaware of what was going on. Police busted her. She's 26 prior arrests, by the way. At the scene, charges were pending at last report. They caught her right there.
Wouldn't that be nice to be so pampered that you're just blissfully unaware that there's a burglar in your home and the cops just swarm to take care of it?
Yeah, apparently. That worked out nice for him.
Ridiculous.
It's such a bizarre story, though. It's weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I have the most rewatched Christmas films of all time. This is 2,000 adults who did this. So these are films that adults would watch. I think the whole family would really watch. It's not adult films. That's a whole different list. I have the list of the best, the most rewatched Christmas films. Any guesses on what's going to be on the list, Heidi?
I know what would be on my list.
What's that?
The Ref.
Nope.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, yeah.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
No. I'm going to just read the list. Number 10, It's a Wonderful Life. Number 9, Heidi said, Miracle on 34th Street. Number 8, The Nightmare Before Christmas. 7, A Christmas Carol. 6, Die Hard. Well, there you go. It's on the Christmas. Number 5, Elf. 4, Home Alone. Elf. 2, Lost in New York. 3, Love Actually. 2, The Snowman. And the number 1 film, Home Alone, according to this list.
Really?
Yeah. There's some that I think that are missing. Christmas Story should have been on there, and there's a whole. I got my own list, but we'll go with theirs. The list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Wendy Cope is who said this. Christmas, here again, let us raise a loving cup. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men, and make them do the washing up.
Oh, cute.
I like that. I was looking for some Christmassy type of quotes for, now, but that was a nice one. All right, I've got your quote of the day. It is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's a headline. Mother of 7 left gobsmacked by a stranger's act of kindness at a supermarket. So, gobsmacked, you don't hear that used very often.
You don't. You hardly ever use that word.
Beth, who has 5 adopted children, was doing her weekly
wow.
shopping at her local supermarket in Liverpool when one of her daughters was approached by a stranger. That's usually not good.
That's usually not.
The anonymous woman asked the little girl if she believed in Father Christmas. The kids were helping me put things into the bag, she said, and a lady came over and spoke to one of them, one of my children. Do you believe in Father Christmas or Santa? After being told she did, the kind stranger insisted on paying for their entire grocery bill. It was 140 pounds. This is in England.
Yes.
And it wasn't just, a little shop. It says, I was a bit gobsmacked and said, no, don't worry about that. And she said, of all the British things you could do, just say, no, I don't want you to do that. And the lady said, no, I am doing that. She said she's done a few times now. And she said, I thought it was just a really nice thing for her to be able to do. So she's going out and asking, do you believe in Santa? Do you believe in...
And if they say no,
yeah,
does she just walk away?
Gives them a lump of coal. I don't really know what they do, but they said yes. So they got their groceries paid for, and says, I gave her a hug, and that was that. Said, if I could speak to her again, I would tell her how incredibly grateful I am. I'd want to tell her how much it really blessed us as a family, not just in possessions, but giving us a real sense of joy and such a lovely feeling over the weekend.
That's beautiful.
I think it really is. It's neat. It's very cool. I've got a link to that entire story if you want to read it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. And I know it's Friday. We got Christmas this weekend. There's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be kind of taking off and doing things. Be careful out there. Drive safely. We hope to see you again as soon as we can. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.